Affinity, our first like real Affinity player since we saw our black green Infinity earlier.
Infinity, yes. Nice.
Now we have Affinity here versus Jeskai Control. We got to see Chris playing earlier in the tournament with his Jeskai like flash style, if you will, running the Spell Quellers, which can be kind of relevant in this. Get rid of like cranial platings and things like that. A lot of times they're going to be playing a lot of creatures early and then start to lay down things like that. So having that Spell Queller can be relevant there.
Can I tell you a secret?
What's that?
I enjoy Spell Queller so much that it's up there with Path to Exile.
Wow.
Yeah, it's up there.
Nice.
I mean, because the thing about Spell Queller is it's a 2/3.
It is.
Flyer.
Yep.
That gets rid of a spell.
Yep.
4 or less.
Yes.
Just exile it.
Just exile.
Just get rid of it. But it doesn't. It can come back.
It can.
That is the only downfall. That's why Path to Exile will still be my most favorite card. Hands down.
Mm-hmm.
But Spell Queller is up there. Spell Queller is up there.
Spell Queller is up there. Good.
Oh, there's my arm.
Tim was on Affinity?
Yep.
Huh. The more you know.
So, because Chris Bauer and Tim Rivenberg are Modern Magic Mondays, they're no stranger to Modern Magic Mondays.
No,
they're a part of the...
They've been on stream. They've competed in the Invitational
They've
before.
been in top 8s.
Yeah.
So here we are. Tim on Affinity, Chris Bauer on the Jeskai Control deck that you guys saw back in the first round.
Yeah.
So this is going to be interesting. Most of the other matches, they were people from outside of Modern Magic Mondays, that live in the Front Royal area.
Mm-hmm.
So we are not as familiar with them. Look at that.
Wow.
Friendly handshake to start.
Yeah. All right. Let's see what. Did they already roll? What did,
They did.
Okay.
They did.
I was like, I must have missed it all.
Keeping
Not paying
Steam
attention.
Vents going to 18. Here's the
Zero.
Serum Vision.
Nice.
Zzz.
Some visions.
Man, when they brought Ancestral Visions back, it just really messed up my wording.
Yeah, right? Do you mean now there's 2 visions that I have to worry about? Attack with the land.
Chris, please. Oh, he's just getting his life total set up. Alright. That's fine.
That's acceptable.
And oh, we gotta draw. And then scry 2. Both on the bottom?
Oh, yeah. Opting for both on the bottom. That's okay. I believe at this point he knows what Tim is on, so that could be a big factor in it as well.
True. Tim just plays a Blinkmoth Nexus, though. I wonder what else he's got. It looks like I see at least one Arcbound.
Yeah.
Seems a little bit slow. Oh, he did... I think he did 8 cards? Yeah, I think he emptied out his hand on his first turn in this tournament.
What?
Yeah.
That's insane. Steel Overseer, that's...
Steel Overseer, okay. Alright.
Alright, so this is basically going to draw out removal.
Oh, yeah.
More likely than not. But it's also saying, I really want this to stick and not get countered. Maybe is why he's playing it now. I don't know all the other stuff, but like Steel Overseer is a really powerful card for that like going wide strategy. So we'll have to see what the next follow-up plays are, because our control player has to make the choice of, wow, 3 serums in a row.
Must be nice.
Really setting things up here. Yeah.
I think Serum Visions is a card that just gets better as you play them in a game, right?
Yeah.
Like, Serum Vision's a good card, but if you play 2 or 3, it's like, okay, cool, you are really the master of your own fate at that point.
Yeah, you've really set yourself up nicely. Wow, another Steel Overseer.
Okay, and a Signal pass. Okay, alright. Passes back. Tim just trying to get something set up.
Mm-hmm.
Serum Vision OP. Glacial Fortress for 4.
Wrath.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. That'll do that. Crash.
Arcbound pass.
Flooded?
Yep. Yeah, and pass. And, I mean, that's a lot of the way that this control deck is going to be sitting here. Land, pass. You're going to try to do something. All right, I'm either going to counter it or I'm going to path it or bolt it or something like that. So, plays an Ornithopter. Looks like there was 2 Galblast in hands, but he doesn't have a Mox or a Glimmer Void at this point in time. So those are just
color creation.
Yeah. This is swing 1. Some sick dance moves from Tim. Yeah, like there's this dance here where it's like, do I activate any of my lands at this point? Is that worth it? I feel like that might just be useless. If he goes from like another board wipe or something like that, then I could end up losing all of my stuff. So I don't want any of my things just to be like path or bolted and be down land. So there's a Mox. We finally got some colored mana. Metalcraft is active. Ooh, opting to Spell Queller the Mox. That's pretty sweet. I mean, it could be sitting here, it's like you're thinking your opponent might be with Master of Ethereums and things like that, and that's why he hasn't really been doing much and needing a colored source. So using, I think taking the Mox there is nice, but that allows the coast to be clear for the second Arcbound to come down. And there's always some weird interactions that can happen once you have 2 Arcbounds, because you can net an extra.
Yeah, it gets a little weird.
A little bit of discussion going on amongst the players. Queller gonna crash in here for 2. We'll put Tim down to 18.
Chris finally able to draw some blood.
Yeah, we noticed before, too, that the deck was very, like, sit back.
It's methodical.
Yeah. And Tim's list is different than TJ's in the sense that he runs that one of Island compared to the Mountain. Because he's running Thoughtcast.
Thoughtcast. Yep. And he chains them together.
He does all the time. But, you know, that's just preference of how people like to build their list. So, nothing wrong with that.
Did you notice how Tim's playing lands in front?
Yeah. Is that just because he's playing against...
Yeah.
Okay. Alright.
It looks like a bolt was the draw.
That is actually nice. I mean, these, like, chip shots here and there, like, alright, I'll swing 2, I'll swing 1. It's not enough to really make Chris worried right now to have him use a bunch of removal or something. So life 16 to 14 now. Oh, Mem Knight's coming out. Team lands in front.
Yo, Dionysus, welcome to the stream.
Again, we're just at this like slow, methodical chip away period.
I mean, that's really where, you know, Chris's deck shines.
Right.
He controls the board and is able to just chip and chip and chip and chip and chip. Yo, no worries, dude.
Pick away.
Yeah, no worries at all. Life happens.
Yeah,
Hopefully
that's
everything.
Ornithopter too.
Hopefully everything's all right.
I mean, really, like a cranial plate and Master of Ethereum stuff like that would really help push this deck and board state up. But I'm not sure if cryptic. All right, move to combat. Nope, tap your team, and I will draw a card.
Nice.
Thanks, Dionysus. I don't count. It's cool.
No, it's cool, man. You just would have been. I think you would have been in my corner, whereas everyone else, who ended up ahead at the end of the night, I did.
Yeah, I ran into the problem of attempting Rock Tunnel without flash while drunk. So you can imagine how well that went for me.
Went great.
I was doing all right at first, and then I realized that I got myself turned around and went through pretty much the whole Rock Tunnel and popped out the entrance and not the exit. So yeah, that happened. Now I'm wondering if Chris is sitting with like a main board Supreme Verdict or something like that, since we've already seen a Wrath of God.
So hey, I'll make $200 extra. Sure. Hopefully she's all right.
Yeah. That sounds rough. All right, let's update our life totals here. Yeah. You have a sword on this channel. We gave you one here.
I'm still a part of this channel, dude. Hint, hint. Wink, wink.
I just don't stream enough on my channel is really what it is. But I'd give you a sword if you were on my channel too. I just don't stream enough.
Put up or shut up, dude.
Right.
Put up or shut up.
Both of these players, it's very interesting to watch, like, in these moments. Like, Chris is a very big fan of flicking his cards.
Yes.
And you see, like, Tim is just, like, tapping away over here. Like, they're very...
Cryptic.
Oh, flashback, cryptic, man.
Tap the bros.
Tapping the bros, so you don't have to. Yeah, the swarm style is nice until it gets hit with like a Wrath of God or a Supreme Verdict or something like that.
Plays a Scalding Tarn.
This like cryptic action is very similar to last week. Was it last week or week 1 of Modern Magic Mondays, season 4, where it was TJ was playing against Chris, and TJ had gotten Chris to 1 life, and it was like cryptic, Snapcaster, cryptic, and then came back and won it. And TJ was at like 30 life. Was that last week or the week before?
I think it was the week before. So, something some players don't know, and it seems Tim is falling into, he could still animate the Nexus and swing. That's interesting, because it's not technically a creature when it gets tapped down.
Well, so, right, so, basically you say, okay, I'm going to move to combat, okay? I'm going to cryptic at the start of combat.
Yep, so
cool,
then you activate.
Alright, sounds good. And then I'm going to activate my Blink Moss, move, and declare attackers.
Yep, so you can still get some chip damage in as well. The old 8 cryptics in a row game plan.
Yeah. Hey, if it works, it works.
Here's a cranial plating from Tim.
Ooh.
Cryptic.
Alright, untap step here. Let me adjust our life because Tim has dropped down to 6 now from all of this like cryptic shenanigans that Chris has been locking him out, which has been working out great. And yeah, Dynas is like, hey, Tim really could be sinking in extra damage here with the way things are set up. These like constant cryptic things not gonna help him out. And checking the math, Tim is down to 4 again. And that means if there's another cryptic or some way to tap down some of Tim's stuff again, he's got these colonnades that he can just end game 1 here. Oh, yep, there's another cryptic. So Tapping the team. Well, at least there's an Ornithopter here. And he says, you know what? I'm going to equip that cranial plating onto it. So I can at least get in the way of that colonnade if he comes floating on by. There's a Logic Knot in hand for Chris. Still those double Galv Blast. He can be able to use one of them with the mocks that he's got, though. And there's a path. Fail to find.
Draw. Snapcaster.
Electrolyze. 2 to you, put you to 2. There's Snapcaster, bolt you. Galv Blast.
And alright, we'll go to game 2. Yeah, so Dionysus is talking about, kind of the game plan for if Tim wanted to attack with the Ink Moth, or the Blink Moth Nexus, after Cryptic came through. And he said the converse is, you have to keep in mind that he could, instead of draw, just say bounce.
Yes, that's true.
So I think you could probably get away with it once. But if, since we were in this, cryptic chain,
yeah,
eventually Chris would wise up and say, you know what, I'll just bounce that so I don't have to worry about it.
Now, these players do have a lot of sideboard stuff available to them. Like, we know earlier Chris has the
Stony
Silence
Yep.
in his board.
Seems fine. Seems fine to bring in here. Tim probably running some sort of... Jeez, what would he bring in?
I don't remember what his list is looking like. Maybe if he's got Spell Skites in his board right now, those can be fine to bring in to redirect, like the
True.
Lightning Bolt and Paths and things like that. So. Wait, no sideboards? Not for this event. Maybe in the future we'll start doing something like that with, if we do coverage at other events, we'll start pulling sideboards and everything like that, so. I don't care about 1 damage.
You say you don't.
But 1 damage does mean a lot. It can all add up. So again, this is in the top 8 right now, guys.
Yep. Pretty sure I also have Path. Just have all the answers.
And shuffling up, cutting, passing on over.
You think that's worth it?
think if you were running for a vial again, you could have it in the sideboard.
Mm.
There's a quick hand. Bam, bam, bam. All these free cost spells.
Bingo.
Bingo, bango. And we'll be fetching and shocking here. Does that mean that we got a serum coming? There it is, the serum. I mean, Vauer was saying how he does like to draw cards. For aristocrats.
Yeah.
Alright. We do see some damage swinging across. 2 points of damage with that Battlecry trigger there. And, ooh, sneaks out an Etched Champion by basically cycling his Mox there, because it is a legendary, so he does have to sack it.
Grads. Maybe over the heart.
Oh.
Here's a Celestial Colonnade.
This could be relevant.
Yeah.
And you can put loyalty counters.
Mm-hmm.
There's only one in there?
Yeah, that's all you had.
Oh. Boo.
But that's going to be easier to find.
Yeah. I think the heart is helpful with the amount of loyalty counters that you can use those to crew, but Path is nice on that signal pest, basically saying, hey, your Ornithopters aren't going to be dealing more damage now. They're just a bunch of flying boats, or in this case, kites. Gliders, maybe? They look more like gliders.
Yeah, his are gliders.
Oh, there's the Jeskai. And we'll swing in for 2 damage with that Etched Champion. Talking about a questionable keep for Tim. Depending on the last card, if it's not a plating, it seems real sketch. And, like, I mean, I guess relying on the power of Spellskite and Etch with this hand. Wow. Another Ornithopter.
Man, sure love Ornithopters. It's
Sure
like,
do.
It's like drawing lands.
I'll fetch as well, go to 10. Yeah, 2 damage a turn is not really where he wants to be when you know how much damage this deck can actually do.
Celestial Colonnade.
That is a possibility with him having the Gal Blasts and stuff. Oh, Engineered explosives for 3. Saying goodbye. Etched.
Yep, might as well get it in now.
What?
A playset. Playset of ornithopters.
Yeah, and like Supreme Verdict or Wrath of God or something like that just like crushes his hopes and dreams. Like he really needs Arcbound or something like that to really make use of those ornithopters at this point because they're just paperweights. Wrath of God. He's got an Electrolyze here.
Fornithopter.
Fornithopter. And pass turn. Now, missing a land drop here is actually relevant, but it means that Chris's hand is just all gas. Let's try out some poison, shall we?
I'll take one.
Shrug, he says. Electrolyze 1 and 1. Good way to clean that up.
Plays a Scalding Tarn.
There is a Wrath in hand.
Wow.
But I mean, what's the point of wrathing this board? Like, it's all 0 damage, so you're
True.
not that worried. And then he brought in his one of Doran. What's the enchantment that does that? Assault Formation or something like that?
Assault Formation.
There's one of Assault Formation and starts bringing the real beats. Even though Tim is at 20, he's not in a good spot. Like,
Silver Falls. Yeah, Chris has got Snapcaster, Supreme.
and there's still Wrath in hand.
Wow.
He's a redirect. There's 2 mana up, so basically could be remand, could be a mana leak. Most likely not remands because those are something you could easily take out of. Take out of your list here. Now he's checking Glimmer Void. He gets to keep Glimmer Voids as long as he's got an artifact. So that means if Bauer finds a way to make him destroy that Mox Opal, he loses basically 3 mana sources in 1 turn. Doesn't play remand ever. Cool. Just some sweet stuff like Trick Bind, Mana Leaks, Logic Knot, Cryptics. He's got 8 in his deck apparently.
Yeah. Cryptic command.
Speaking of, nice. Bounce the Mox Opal, draw a card. Hey,
you'll lose your
pass
voids.
turn.
Wow.
You now have 1 mana. Got him. Volt Scourge. And Spell Queller comes out.
Believe it.
Go down to 14. Electrolyze that. And 1 at you.
turn clock.
There's 4. Oh, I missed the flashback electrolytes. He'll be at 9, actually. Volt Scourge. Hey, you look like you could use a land.
Fail to find.
Activate Colonnade. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's like, do you got any burn spells?
This is It was a long day, dude. It was a long day.
This is, yeah, 7. This is 6 rounds here, so. But, that was enough to seal the deal here. Let's slide over for a sec. Maybe it's about the lands just becoming everywhere. No, I really like that Opal play.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, like, oh, you know what? I can cut you off of all your mana, and then if you were like, because you could see he was building up cards in his hand, like Tim was waiting at that point, like, okay, I can't lay this stuff out yet because you're going to counter it, you're going to destroy it.
Right.
I'm just going to bank up and then have a good turn of just dumping stuff. And it's Chris like saw through that and was like, yeah, I see what you're doing. Let's just worst case, I just draw a card out of this.
Yeah.
You know, best case, you lose basically 3 mana sources and I draw a card.
Yeah.
So.
Lands down, man.
The lands. It just went everywhere. But you can see that too, is like as Chris starts playing quicker and like his lands just sort of spread out and he's very deliberate in how he taps the ones
as long
that
as
he
you're
needs.
letting you know, like, yeah, I'm using all this mana.
Nah, man, lands in front all day. All right, we've got our final round.
One more
last
round
one.
left.
Let's jump over there. Hey, Wizards is great, man. Look at all the great stuff they do with Magic Online.
Dude, you drew like 8 lands.
It's
in a
the
row.
worst. Magic Online sucks. All right, let's see. Last round.